Hello and welcome to Terrance the Ticklish Mule. And here he is getting tickled right there. And hey, this is a watch me video. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and watch to see how this problem is solved. And then at the end of the video, you're going to want to copy this into either your notebook or your portfolio cover, whichever your teacher would prefer. And on with our scenario. Terrance loves his alfalfa, and right there it is, tickling him, but his owner keeps tickling his nose, just like that, right? His owner loves Terrance, but he can't help tickling him because he's his favorite mule. Each day, Terrance eats 2/3 pounds of alfalfa. Alfalfa? How about alfalfa? That's even better. His owner divides the alfalfa into portions that are 2/7 pounds. How many portions will Terrance get to eat? Hint: how many 2/7 are in 2/3? So, the very first thing you want to do is write down your question. How many 2/7 are in 2/3? Now, when you write it, hopefully you'll have a little neater handwriting than I am doing because, goodness, I'm a little bit sloppy here. Anyway, that's your question. That's the first thing you'll do. Next thing you're going to do is go ahead and create 2/3, right? So I'm going to draw a fraction box, and right here, and now I'm going to create 2/3. That means I'm going to make 3 parts, which means 2 lines. So I'm going to go 1 and 2 right there. And then I get 2 out of those 3. So I'm going to color in 2 out of the 3, and bam, there they are, all colored in. I'm going to move that slightly so it fits better. And now I've got 2 out of 3, right? Now, we're asking how many 2/7 are in there. So I'm going to break this going up and down into 7 parts, which means I'll draw 6 lines going up and down. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now that'll give me 7 parts. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? Now we're asking how many 2/7 are in here, which would mean I've got, if I had 2 of these, that would be 1 2/7, right? Because I've got 1 2/7, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving some of these. I'm going to move this one right over here, and watch how I do that. I'm going to just cross this out, and then I'm going to move it right over here. So now this is filled in, right? And now I'm going to take another one. I'm going to grab this one right here, and I'm going to move that one right here. And now here's the interesting thing. If you look here, now I've got 1, 2, I got 2 of those bad boys right there, and it's asking me for 2/7, and I've got 1, 2 out of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's one group of 2/7. So now I'm going to make another group of 2/7. I'm going to take this one right here, and I'm going to move it right over here. Okay, and now I'm going to grab this one right here, and move it right up here, right? So now I've got a second group of 2/7, right? And that is cool, because right here I've got one group of 2/7, a second group, I got 1, 2 out of 7, so the second group of 2/7, and then I don't have enough to make another one, because I only have 1, 2 here. So I've got, actually let me enlarge this so you can see a little bit better. Oops, it tried to get away from me there, didn't you? See that? I got 1, 2 out of, now how many do you need to make 2/7? Well, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 2 out of 6, right? So I actually have, and I'm going to make this big here, I've got 1 here, I've got 2, and then I've got these 2 6 here, right? So what I've actually got is 2 and 2 6 portions, right? So now let's remember here, we've got our friend here, Terrance the Ticklish Mule, right? And his owner gives him the 2/3 pounds of alfalfa, but then he cuts it into these 2/7 pieces, right? And we're curious how much he gets to eat, and he gets 1, 2, and 2/6. So 2 and 2/6 portions of the alfalfa, right? Hey, that's actually your answer, and this is what it looks like for an illustration. Let's go ahead and see what this would look like in the algorithm form, okay? So, the first thing I want to do is rewrite the problem, and I'm going to write it as, right here, 2/3, right? Because we got the 2/3, and they're divided into 2/7 parts, right? So I've got 2/3 divided by 2/7, right? And what we have to do here with division of fractions is that you can either use the multiply by the reciprocal or multiply with mountains and valleys. We're going to show you both. So I'm going to take 2/3 and then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which means I'm going to turn this 2/7 upside down and have 7 on top and 2 on the bottom. So 7/2 now, right? And then what I'm going to get is 2 times 7 is going to give me 14. And then 2 times 3 is going to give me 6, right? And now fractions can be thought of in 3 ways. 14/6, 14 out of 6. Or since this is top heavy, we can say, and change it into a mixed number like this here, right? We can say 14 divided by 6. And that's exactly what I'm going to do over here. So I'm going to do 14 divided by 6. And 6 will go into there twice. 2 times 6 is going to give me 12. I'm going to subtract and I'm going to get 2. So my remainder goes over my divisor and I get 2 and 2/6, which as you see agrees with our illustration here. And that is wunderbar, my friend. Wonderful in other words, right? Hey, I showed you how to do it with the illustration here, with the algorithm, using multiplying by the reciprocal. Let's do it one last time with multiplying with mountains and make a valley this way, right? So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to use blue here so that I can see a little bit of a difference, right? And I'm going to take 3, make my mountain first. 3 times 2 is going to give me 6 down here, right? And then I'm going to take 2 times 7 is going to give me 14 right here. And as you see, that agrees with the way of doing it by multiplying by the reciprocal right here and here. You get the same exact answer. And then when you changed it into a mixed number, you would still get the 2 and 2/6. So that, my friends, is how to solve this problem. Now, all you need to do is copy this entire thing here into your notebook or onto your portfolio cover. I would like you to show multiplying by the reciprocal and the mountains and valleys. And then later, you can use whichever way you think is the easiest for you to remember and get it correct. Hey, that's it. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.